Callista, oh boy. She had the reserve champion next class, so only 8 total Duroc gilts. Once again, when you're judging a Duroc, when you're judging a gilt, it's more about being a good mom or the breeding structure. From childbearing hips.
Well,
oh,
I'll let you fill in the blanks, but yeah.
The other one was a little too wide in the back end. I'm learning stuff as we go. Yeah, the judge said that last time. He goes, he'd like to set the last one back a little bit, make her a nickel more comfortable. Yeah. I have no clue what that means.
We bring American currency into pigs a lot. We bring in dimes and nickels. Last year was a lot of quarter talk.
Oh, yeah.
You never know what style of judge you're going to get. This one is not really taking his time, but he's not rushing them through. He's looking at every single pig.
So right now he's pinning them up. You don't want to be pinned up right now. So you get pinned up, that's 4th place.
I wonder what changed in that people are comfortable touching their pigs with their hands now.
I don't know if they're supposed to.
I don't think so, but it happened a lot in the last few years.
Yes.
Get into these reds, and I certainly think a pair of them that come to the forefront quite handily for me, and as easy as both of them come to the forefront, as easy as our class winner is. In my opinion, the first 3 seconds out of the gate, I knew this one was going to come to the top of the class, and she was going to do so very easily. When she comes out, she demands your attention. To be that arrogant, have that type of look on the front 1/3 of her body, but yet still maintain function and mobility when she hits the surface. She comes bold in her body shape. She feathers beautifully right out of the top side of her blade into her upper cage. She stays so balanced and maintains her levelness of design extremely well. She's bold in her chest. She's square from behind. She comes together with a lot of really neat pieces. If you want to get really, really critical on them, you could just take the top of her crest and her pole and jam it down into her head. Just a shot to make everything blend together, just a little more appropriately up front, but I still think a really good female here to start off this class. Young lady that ends up in 2, still got a really nice pig. Highly presented one that comes at you, stout, dense, big forearm type of female. Really good in terms of her back line and how square she is in her edges. To me, comparatively speaking to our class winner, we need to clean up this one's throat. She's not as neat. On the bottom base of her jaw, she gets a little throaty right there going into her chest. She doesn't have quite as much look on the side profile, but still a big, stout, extended, burly one that comes with a lot of good pieces. Need to shape that one up in terms of raw muscle in her upper skeleton. Comes out in 3. We got one that's just the better build option that comes with a little more horsepower. Gets a little rounder off of either end of her skeleton. We need to just pick her up right there at the top point of her shoulder. We need to broaden her up in her upper skeleton to move up within this class. Round out with one that I like the extension, length of body, and look that she has to offer. Just wants to get a little flatter made all the way throughout. Congratulations to those kids.
That's probably the grand champion gilt.
Class 4 Duroc gilt placings are Callie Abba, Nora Chrisley, Burke Lance, and Brennan McCartney.
He nailed it.
We will now have Class 5 Duroc gilts entering the ring. Lane Snyder, Georgia Martin, Paige Crusher, and Maggie Pranger.
When he talked about the arrogance of that pig, it just walked around like that.
Oh, yeah. Head up. I tell my daughter, when you walk in a room, you got to act like you have a cape on.
Our judge today is Brennan North.
Shoulders
he comes
up.
to us from Crawfordsville, Indiana.
That's a life.
Brennan is a Showtech feed specialist for ADM.
I feel like it pulls you back a little bit. Get your shoulders up.
Like the little person's got you in a sleeper hole.
Transferred to Purdue University, where he was a member of the 2014 National Championship Livestock Judging Team. Brennan attained his bachelor's degree in agribusiness management with a minor in sales and marketing from Purdue University. He loves anything to do with Purdue sports and athletics, but his true passion is the livestock industry, where he's heavily involved in raising and selling high-quality show stock around the country. Brennan has been blessed to do what he loves and has earned a fantastic reputation sorting swine shows on every level from coast to coast. Brennan is also an owner-partner of the Howell North Show Pigs, where he trades livestock to 4-H exhibitors. Please give us a round of applause for our judge today, Brennan North.
The judge gave like 10 compliments to that champion.
Yeah.
Like Callie, that Callie was showing.
Yeah.
And
He's looking for the total package. We haven't.
that was.
Usually there's something that they really like that you can say, all right, this is the breed he likes. This is what he's going after.
I know. I think
back
about
in the
deal
phone.
breakers. You got a deal breaker when you're looking for a lovely lady?
No, my standards are. Actually, my standards are really high, I guess. I'm married, so I should say that. But
I just setting him up.
yep.
His wife's in the crowd, not listed to it, so it's okay.
No,
but
she won't hear this. We've got 39 people with us watching this show.
we're glad to have each and every one of you.
Every year we just triple and quadruple our numbers.
All right, so we have our second class of Durocs. The winner will take on Callie's Arrogant Gilt.
Is that Callie or Callista?
I think they call her Callie as well.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Bold. He said bold twice on Callie's Gilt.
It was bold. That was.
A little arrogant. I thought, wasn't Wilbur considered humble? Who's going to the champ? They are ready to become moms.
In my opinion, Durocs probably have the biggest attitude.
Oh, whoa.
I would say.
Phew. What a bold statement.
I hate to judge them like that, but
It's my favorite breed.
a spade's a spade, and these pigs got bad attitudes, in my general opinion.
I can do this one and that one. Sometimes.
We got Maggie Pranger out there.
Comes to shove, mobility, comfort level, just the way that their angles read. Young lady just out in terms of that one's bone work, and when this young lady gets that thing's head propped up and drives, that one comes together beautifully from a side profile presentation. Everything matches in this particular gilt. Her shoulder angle's more appropriate, her head length, her skull shape, and then when you get right on top of her, rivals the one that comes into two with just as much mass, just as much power, still stays so good in her lines and angles, and just absolutely beautiful built off of both ends of her skeleton. And she does an awesome job of getting that one presented. Skin and hair is to the nines on that particular gilt. Young lady that comes into second here, definitely drawn to that one's just presence from the side. That thing up-headed, awesome in shape, and just spread right out of the backside of that one's shoulder. Very impressive when you get right on top of her and study the width and power that this gilt possesses. For me, she's not as comfortable in her skeleton as our class winner. She doesn't just set and plant with quite as much comfort. She gets a little off right there in her loin hookup, wants to get a little plainer, a little drier right there in her flank. Ultimately, when you study them at the base of their chest and their throat, she's got a little excess there, but I still think one that's highly presented and comes together very nicely, just not as comfortable there on her rear skeleton. One that comes into three, a long-bodied, extended, good-built one. Just need a little more shape, a little more power right there out of the backside of that one's shoulder. Round out here with 1 and 4 that's fighting an injury. Unfortunately, a big forearm, big bone one needs to be just a shot better in her chest. Needs to have a little more body and just shape down low, but I still think a nice gilt that's got some shape and power. Congratulations to that class of Reds.
Class 5 Duroc gilt placings. First, Georgia Martin, Maggie Pranger, Lane Snyder, and Paige Crusher.
And that's the thing we talked
We
about,
will now be
injury.
exhibiting for our champion and reserve champion Duroc gilt.
The
From
third.
class 4, first place was Callie Alba. In class 2, Georgia Martin.
If you have a limp and you're a gilt, there's just no chance you can win. And that's what happened with, I think it was Paige Kreischer's gilt there.
Yeah.
So, because you got to be able to bear the bore.
Yeah. Yeah.
How about the compliment he gave Martin's gilt? Skin and hair to the nines.
Isn't Hines? He's a sweetheart.
These are pickup lines I'm going to have to use when I get off the show.
Two very high quality red gilts that come out of their respective classes and still a little different in their type and kind as we get them back out here. I think both of them offer some very, very good pieces that you can certainly tie into. Ultimately, when you get them both back out here, study them and you just keep build, structural integrity, angle to their shoulder, the way that their lines stay together. The one that suits me best, that young lady out of class 2, she's going to have my champion. Congratulations to her.
To the nines.
Champion Duroc gilt is exhibited by Georgia Martin. Entering the ring is Maggie Pranger.
Just when I thought class 1 was a lot of compliments.
God help. He's full of them. So in our Duroc facts page, it says the Duroc is the least aggressive of the pigs.
I thought that too.
I strongly disagree, but
they seem calm to me out here.
they're large framed, medium length, muscular, and they've got the droopy ears. So they see what's below them, and that's about it. I thought that's why they were grouchy all the time.
And they're reddish tint.
And they're reddish.
That gives it away a little bit.
Little evil, yeah.
So we bring out Maggie Pranger to take on here the first class winner in Cali.
I think he's decided here.
Drop that second back in. Really, really good class there, and 2 of reds. And I still like both of these gilts quite a bit. Not to break them down any further than what I did within their respective classes, but yet a pair of them that comes back out here. One of them, as the drive wears on and keeps going, not as comfortable in their shoulder angle, not as comfortable in their rear step as they get out and go, wanting to break down just a shot. The advantage goes to the second place one in class 2. That's my reserve.
Wow.
Congratulations to her.
He gave a lot
Reserve
of compliments
champion
for a
Duroc
third
gilt
place.
is exhibited by Maggie Pranger. Our champion Duroc gilt banner is sponsored by Everett Fried & Sons, and our reserve Duroc gilt banner is sponsored by the Micah Hefty family.
Grand champion Georgia Martin, reserve grand champion Maggie Pranger in the Durocs.
Entering the ring now, we have our Hampshire gilt class with 2 entries, Maya Brown and Ava Chrisley.
Hampshire gilt. Do you have, what do we know about the Hampshire breed?
The Hampshire pig.
Black and white.
Erect ears, black body, white band typically, and probably the oldest American breed of hog in America, which makes sense. It's kind of redundant to say that, but
If you only want a little bit, just know it's black and white. It needs
Yeah.
a white belt.
yeah. Extra longevity in the sow, so they can breed for a little longer than most.
Yeah.
If you have an Erdl pig set, this is probably the pig you're going to get. These are
Yes.
the-
Yes,
if you have
you
a
would.
farm set, you're going to see a black pig with a
Yeah.
white band.
Yep. Good call. And we only have 2, so this is grand champion and reserve grand champion. Classes I would shine in.
I think we're missing
Everybody wins.
a little information on people. Chris Leach said they filled this paper out, but
I might have them.
it might have got
Maya
lost.
Brown's out there. This is her 6th year in 4-H. She goes to East Side. Winifred is her gilt out there.
Got a pair of Hampshires out here that are on 2 opposite ends of the spectrum. For me, the one that still maintains body and shape is going to be the young lady with the smaller gilt over here. She's going to have my champion. I think one that just comes together more appropriately from a bottom line standpoint and having some depth, having some flesh, and just still being fuller and fresher there in her flank. One that still has some look, has some, just extension there on the front 1/3 of her body. Ultimately, more body shape and depth in that particular gilt. A young lady that comes into 2 here, one that's got the bigger frame, bigger outline type of a female. To her demise, that one just comes a little flatter and drier in her forerib and lower body. Need to fill that one in terms of her flank and give her a little more fleshing ability, but a sharp looking extended one. Congratulations to those Hampshire exhibitors.
Maya Brown with Winifred.
Champion Hampshire Gilt was exhibited by Maya Brown. Reserve champion exhibited by Ava Chrisley. Our champion Hampshire Gilt banner was sponsored by Kellum Family Farms, Steve and Kathy Kellum. And the reserve champion Hampshire Gilt banner was sponsored by Richard Coomer.
Who's Maya Brown's mom? She was a 10-year
Now
big shower.
entering the ring, we have our Class 7 Hereford Gilt. Brant McCartney, Sky Krantz, and Leah Martin.
Hereford. Kurt, what do we have? Oh, yeah, I got a Hereford here. What do we have? Kind of a rare breed. Reddish. I think of more cows. The nice red-looking cows.
Yep.
It's like a mixture of Duroc, Chester White, and the Poland
Our
China.
special guests today handing out ribbons and awards are our tops in 4-H, Addison Brown, and our 2025 Miss DeKalb County, Claire Woodcox.
I think we're about 3 years away from getting an introduction. I feel it's on the brink.
You would think by now.
I think we're just the table in the corner.
I had a fog delay at school today, but I took the full day off.
Well, these people paid for their entire seat, and they only need the edge, so we're all getting shorted today.
The Herefords.
Class 8 Landrace Gilt.
Look at that. We have a 220 pounder out there and a 351 pounder. One is past due. One's ready to be a sow.
So the DeKalb County 4-H Swine Show is sponsored by Keystone Cooperative. Keystone, your local farm-owned cooperative, values swine production and the showmen who work so hard on this project. Well done, exhibitors from Keystone Cooperative. Keystone, centered on you.
Ooh, I like the ending of that.
Yeah, getting good.
I think they have a drink too.
Get 30 of them.
Pin them up down to the final 2 here. We have Leah Martin.
Easy champion in our Hereford gilts here. The young lady here in the yellow's got my champion. That's the big powerhouse of the group that still stays good from a function standpoint, body shape, mass, width, and power. I think a nice place to start in this particular breed. The young lady that comes into 2, one that I thought just came a little better from a balance standpoint than the one that comes into 3. I think was better right there in her hookup over her loin that blended a shot smoother right there out of the back side of her shoulder and came with a little more horsepower there than the one that comes into 3. 3's got one that's got the same type of look, the same type of build, and the same type of pattern as the one that precedes her in this class. Just didn't balance up quite as well. Wanted to get a little off right there in her loin. Was a little shorter about her hip and didn't come with quite as much body and capacity there in her midsection. The individual that rounds out here in the class has got the one that's just a little smaller, a little drier, not as full and fresh in the center 1/3 of her body. Congratulations to those Hereford exhibitors.
So the big old 351 pounder won.
Our champion Hereford Gilt is exhibited by Leah Martin. Reserve champion exhibited by Sky Krantz. Our champion Hereford banner is sponsored by Kimmel Farms, Larry and Deb Kimmel, and reserve champion banner is sponsored by Brandon and Ashley Brown family.
And I spoke with the Krantz family. They're our neighbors.
Entering
here
the ring
Swine
for
Barn.
Class 8 Landrace Gilts, there are 2 entries, Izzy Auba and Bay Lance.
And we got to talking about feed. He said, I just feed hog feed. That's it. No scales, nothing. And they had one overweight that didn't make it, but no scales. Just
Well, we'll see how that works.
well, and those pigs love honey buns. They get honey buns every morning.
I saw that fun fact. I don't know about that. Once again,
And you know what? No matter what you feed them, they grow up to be a pig. So He's not wrong, but
Honey buns, though. I don't know.
they offered some to our Duroc, and I kindly declined.
Got two Landies
Let's wait till
out
after the
here.
show.
Young lady directly in front of me in the blue striped shirts got my class winner and champion, the show gilt within the group that comes highly presented still. Height to length ratio is very good. Muscle shape and pattern from the side comes still with some bone and feature for this particular breed and balances up very nicely. I think an easy and a good place to start within this Landrace breed. The one that comes here in 2 in reserve is one that's a little bigger in her type and kind, a little bigger in her frame score, has a shot more extension all the way throughout. Wants to get a little weak right there in her top line. Not as much body and flesh there when you get right on top of her compared to that class winner. Very good female. Let's give these two kiddos a big round of applause.
Champion Landrace gilt is exhibited by Izzy Alba. Reserve champion exhibited by Bay Lance.
So Bay Lance, Bullseye is the name
Our
of her gilt.
champion Landrace
Oh,
gilt
yeah.
banner
Is the honey bun
and our
eater?
reserve are both sponsored
No,
by
no, no.
Ace
Oh,
Farm.
Krantz. Sky
Oh,
Krantz.
for the Hereford, sorry.
Yeah, the Krantz family.
Okay. Bay Lance is part of the Lance family and their Toy Story theme names.
They brought in, I believe,
Entering the
9
ring now is our
kids.
Class 9 Poland gilt. A single entry, Adeline LaRue.
And I believe the Allball family has 60 animals in this fair right now.
60?
60 animals.
Jeez, that's not a farm, that's a zoo. Well, we have a Poland gilt, only one. Adeline had the champion spot last year. This year she's bringing the Poland gilt. We have 56 gilts, and we're going to determine, this judge is going to determine the best of them all in about 15 minutes. When we get to the barrows, it's a little more fun because the classes are bigger.
Yeah, yeah. And
I
we
know.
got people in front of us we can talk to.
Yes.
Now we do have a new breed this year that'll come out later, the Red Waddle.
Got one Poland
time
out
ever.
here, a good built, square built one that's still got some length and extension. You know, for me, one with as much extension and length that she has to offer out here could use just a little more fore-rib and just punch right out of the backside of her shoulder that feeds into her upper cage. But I still think one that's stout, durable, and built for endurance. Congratulations, that young lady on her champion Poland.
Good choice, Judge.
Our champion Poland gilt is exhibited by Adeline LaRue. And the champion Poland gilt banner is sponsored by Global Archery Products Incorporated.
Here's the Red Waddle, first time ever.
Red Waddle.
In 94 years at DeKalb County Fair, this is the first time we've had Red Waddle.
And this is two brothers, Braden.
Entering the ring is Class 10, our Red Waddle class.
Red Waddle.
This is Braden and
Exhibitors are
Wyatt.
Braden Alter, and Wyatt Alter.
Yeah, we have Red, Charlie, and Charlotte out there.
These two are homeschooled, and after the show, they're going to breed these pigs and start a little Red Waddle farm.
Oh, Waddle Waddle.
And this is the only animal they show.
Waddle Waddle.
All right. Once is enough. So right now we have Charlie and Charlotte out there. That's the pig's names. I can't tell you which is which.
Red's out there too. Isn't there 3?
Oh,
yeah, Red's
yeah.
out there.
Red, Charlie, and Charlotte. A lot of red going
Yeah.
on here. If you notice on their jowl there, they have a little thing waddling around. I don't know if that's where the name comes from, but
It's like a
that's-
turkey.
It's a little gobbler.
Yeah.
Gobbler, but that's part of the breed.
That's crazy. We haven't seen them. They're big into ATVs and dirt bikes. First
The
time.
boys are. The pigs don't really care.
No, the pigs. Yeah,
They're
they're
not a fan of the dirt bikes.
Charlie. That's a. What are you thinking when you think of Charlie?
Nah, the kid that Charlie bit my finger.
That's what I did too.
That's.
Charlie Brown, maybe.
I feel like we didn't go out of the box on the name Red though.
No, come on. Was this your first time? It is. We have a friend out there helping them. I don't know who that is.
We get into this next class here. A little interesting breed we got to work with in the Red Waddle group, and very similar in their type and kind in all three of these. But yet, the one that strikes me is coming with the most is going to be the young man in the black cowboy hat. He's going to have my class winner out here. One that's certainly built for speed, has some longevity. All of them in terms of bone and feature, we're going to call it a wash. In terms of muscle, we're going to call it a wash. Go with the one that's got the most body, the most mass, and center 1/3. That's the young man in that black cowboy hat. He's got my class winner. Individual with the other cowboy hat is going to be the one that comes into 2. Maybe just not quite as much power there as the one that starts off the class. We'll round out with the one that just gets to be the flattest made one of this particular group. Just doesn't have quite as many extras. Good class. Let's give all three of these kiddos with the red waddles a big round of applause.
And the winner is going to be Red Charlotte or Charlie. We don't know the difference. That's definitely a different breed, though.
They're during weigh-in, these things were right out of the trailer, zooming.
Oh.
Very fast.
I don't know if fast is what I want in a gilt,
Class
but
10 Red Waddle
When
is
you got
Braden Alter, Wyatt Alter, and Braden Alter.
when you got the gobblers on your
Our
job there.
champion banner for the Red Waddle class
I hope
was
you can see
sponsored
that
by
on
the
TV.
Days Farm as well as the Reserve Champion.
that is odd.
Seems like a defect,
Yeah,
but
it's like an extra finger or something. Yeah, I don't. Some chemist was having fun in the lab when we came up with this one.
you think
Or-
they'll notice?
Nah. Or it's like that skin tag. It's like a skin tag. There you go. I never find those that attractive.
Nah.
Good luck going against the Duroc with your skin tags. Now we got the spot gilt coming in here. We got Ava Chrisley and Whisper Krantz. Spot.
Entering the ring now is our class 11 spot gilt. We have 2 entries, Ava Chrisley and Whisper Krantz.
Here's the thing about gilts. They're bred around 8 months old, so they farrow when they're 1 year old. This is the best way to do it. So that's why, and you're going to be over 300 pounds probably, 280, 300.
Class 13 Yorkshire gilts can please make their way.
Nowadays, you can breed them when they're not quite as heavy because there's so much artificial insemination now.
Yeah.
Used to be you had to be big enough to handle the boar that was going to be.
Our sponsor
Being
of
the
the
dad.
day
Go
today
on.
is Rhino
I don't know
Staff
how
in
else to
West
clean
Virginia.
that up. Go on.
Logan and his crew are out there if you want to go and stop by on your way out.
So this breed is known for fast growth and adaptability.
They are adapting well to this. Look at this. What?
Joe Days knows the queen.
Oh.
How about that?
She was excited too.
Was good for him. He looks good from hawk to ground. He looks good today.
Whisper Krantz is showing cinnamon.
Got a pair of
That's the name of
spots
her gilt.
out here for the breed, and just 2 exhibitors. The one that comes to the forefront, that's the young lady directly in front of me. Balance, look, design, and the way that one positions herself when she gets out on the move just comes together and blends more appropriately. Good at the backside of her shoulders, still maintains spread and dimension up high. Right and appropriate for body shape and depth for where she's at and her maturity pattern and frame score. Young lady that ends up there in 2 has got one obviously bigger in her type and kind, the bigger outline female. Wants to get a little up and tight right there in the middle of her spine. It makes her deviate right there in her loin. She wants to get a little buck forward there in her shoulder. I think if we just mash her spine down and make everything balanced just a little better, we can certainly talk that pair a little closer. But I do like the length and extension that this gilt has to offer. Congratulations to those 2.
Our champion spot gilt is exhibited by Ava Chrisley. Reserve champion exhibited by Whisper Krantz. Our champion spot gilt banner is sponsored by Everett Fried & Sons. And Reserve Champion Spot Gilt banner is sponsored by Days Farm. Entering the ring now is Class 12 Tamworth Gilt, Rylan Weinbrenner, and Rosie Allball.
Rosie Allball was the champion Tamworth Gilt last year.
If you are looking for bacon, these are your pigs.
How do you make your bacon?
Oven. I make a bulk bacon now, so get her in there at 400, put it in a cold oven, and then set it to 400.
Do you usually preheat?
Usually, yeah, everything but bacon.
I never do. I just tell Alexa to add 4 minutes to the timer. I did that to my Jack's Pizza last night.
Well,
Alexa, 16 minutes.
well, I didn't realize you were fine dining.
I added cheese to it.
Well,
Jack's never puts enough cheese on their frozen pizza.
chef's kiss.
Yeah. Just sprinkle a little TLC on it, and I got me a good pizza.
Did you shred the cheese, or was it pre-shredded?
It was pre-shredded. I'm not going to dirty a dish.
With anti-caking chemicals in it, yeah.
That's why I cook it.
Got another pair of them that come out in the TAM division, and a young lady in the green striped shirt's got my class winner and does so pretty handily for me, especially within this breed. Still comes with some bone and some feature down low. Overwhelming in terms of body shape, center design, and when you study how that one feeds out of the upper part of her mid-back into the top of her cage, so robust, opened up, and still an awesome design there from the side. I think a real nice TAM and an easy place to start within this particular drive. Young lady that ends up in 2, got one good built, got some length of body, awesome in terms of a standpoint of neck extension and cleanliness up through the front 1/3 of her body. Gives up power, mass, and just gets a little more nondescript and flatter about that one's body shape. Congratulations to those 2 Tamworth exhibitors.
Rosie Allball, back-to-back Tamworth champion.
Tamworth Gilt was
Wow.
exhibited by Rosie Allball. Reserve champion exhibited by Rylan Weinbrenner. Our
Alright.
champion Tamworth Gilt banner was sponsored by the Funk Family Farm, and Reserve champion banner is sponsored by Nine Farms.
Now we got the Yorkshire Gilt.
Entering the ring now is Class 13 Yorkshire Gilts. We have 2 entries, Joseph Days and Rylan Allball.
Joe Days, he's DeKalb 8th year. Plays football, shot put. His pig's name's Cobain.
Okay.
He had 2 pigs, but the one did actually die.
That's,
And his name was Kurt.
well,
Joe needs to name his pigs better.
I
Maybe
feel
like Willie and Nelson or something.
that one's on him.
Longevity. But yeah, Kurt passed away. Cobain's still around.
So
Trying to win a Yorkshire Gilt championship.
this is the mother breed. These are large litter pigs.
Do we have a fair food where it's the breakfast wood fire pizza?
They do what?
Joe said that was his favorite fair food, was the
Oh.
breakfast wood fire pizza.
Yeah, just past the exhibit all there. They have a brick wood-fired pizza place.
Oh.
I got the jalapeno popper last year.
There's a young lady with the white bows, got my class winner, and build and comfort levels certainly in this one's favor. Lines and angles read true and more appropriate. Study this one from her hooks, from her hip all the way back to her hock and to the ground. That particular gilt right there maintains and stays the squarest and truest while still having some bulk and spread up high, having the right design and look. I think a very nice Yorkshire to start off this particular drive. Individual that ends up here in 2 has got one that's a little more moderate in frame score, a little shorter to the ground. I'd like to see just a little more just outline and growth to this particular gilt. Wants to get just a shot Bowie there from behind. Has all the stifling shape to the outer seam of her ham that you could certainly want. Just need to see a little more performance out of that particular gilt from a growth standpoint. Congratulations to those 2 exhibitors.
Rosie
Our
Allball.
champion Yorkshire Gilt was exhibited by Rylan Allball.
Rylan,
Reserve
sorry.
champion exhibited by Joe Days.
Back-to-back
Our
champion for her.
Yorkshire Gilt banner is sponsored by Rhonda and Bailey Doster. Reserve champion was sponsored by Kellum Family Farms, Steve and Kathleen Kellum.
Crossbred. Crossbred is where we mix different breeds.
Now entering the ring is going to be our first class of Crossbred Gilts. Class 14, Lydia McHenry, Jonas Richmond, Joe Bridgman, Charlotte Albaugh, and Amelia Wagler.
Charlotte Albaugh was the crossbred champion last year.
Class 15
Actually,
Crossbred
Isabel
Gilts,
was.
please be making your way to the makeup arena. Bentley Kraft, Brody McCartney, Lily Crusher, and Hadley Shepard.
And Albaugh won it, but it was the older sister.
So for the cross, let's say you want a Yorkshire with the large litters, and then maybe you want to go down to a Chester White because they're durable and they're great for crossbreeding. So you could cross a Chester White with a Yorkshire, and hopefully you get a large litter that's very durable. There'll be some trade-offs there, but.
And you were crossing those off as you were talking about that, I saw.
Yeah, that's why they call it a crossbreed. It's just a checklist. And it's as easy as that. You just say it.
So it could be, Dad could be a Hampshire, Mom could be a Yorkshire.
Yep.
Or Dad could be a Hampshire, Mom could be a cross. Then we just got funky stuff.
Well, that's where
Fruit stripe gum.
Funk Family Farm.
That's where it created. They got cross dads and moms. It's all over the place. A little bit of everything.
The Berkshire Tamworth cross, that's a hybrid used for specialty pork products.
Oh.
So the Tamworth's got the bacon, and the Berkshire, I heard, which is the Berkshire is the one I want to get into, that's supposed to be great pork. That's supposed to be top of the line,
Whoa.
filet mignon pork.
Huh. I don't think I've ever had bad pork or good pork.
I haven't. It's usually deep fried or, covered in condiments. So
Yeah, that's true.
there's really, except that wedding we went to, the Taylor's wedding. That was good pork.
Yeah.
It was good pork.
Hog roasted pork is my favorite. So we have crossbred gilts. We have Lydia McHenry, Jonas Richmond, Joe Bridgman, Charlotte Albaugh, Amelia Wagner, which last year Albaugh was the champion crossbred gilt and Wagler was the reserve champion. And they're in the same class. Lightweights though, 208, 228.
That is lightweight.
It's about potential.
Yeah.
This is what I do. If it's potential, I say you better have a picture of your mom. That's potential.
Don't you bring that up on the first date.
No, but you gotta be smooth about it. Like, hey, can I see a family picture? Oh, what a cute family. That's potential.
That is potential. Slightly.
They can do the same thing for my dad. Man, I'd win them all. He's a good-looking man. Lightweight, 208 to 228 pounders here. And we gradually get bigger. We're going to end up with a 337 pounder in the last crossbred gilt class.
Get out here in this first class of crossbreds, and two of them that surfaced to the top. Just a highly presented pair, but yet within the pair, the one that comes to the forefront is a young lady directly here in front of me. And I think both of them come together the same in terms of their length, their extension, and where they're at from a frame score standpoint. They both come directly at you, and their front 1/3 of their body. My class winner's got the advantage, undoubtedly. Comes at me broader in its chest, square and more appropriate right there at the surface. A neat look on the front 1/3 of that one's body, more appropriate in the slope and angle of that one's shoulder than the one that comes into two. And when you get right on top of them and study the way that they come out of the back side of their shoulder into their forerib and upper skeleton, that one's certainly got the advantage. If you want to get nitpicky on my class winner, she's plenty out there from behind. She pushes the edges. She wants to get a little up right there in her rear pastern and ankle for my liking, but I still think ultimately her advantages outweigh the one that comes into two. A young lady that ends up second within this class has got one that gets a little plainer right there out of the backside of her shoulder. She's not as sloped back in the angle to her knee and her shoulder. She comes at me a little flatter right there in her chest floor, but I do think that one right there is more secure in terms of hind leg and function, better in terms of that one's pastern and ankle at the surface. Just need to broaden that one up there on the front 1/3 of that one's body to match that class winner. Individual that comes out there in three has got one that's a little plainer made, a little rounder hipped, and not as neat there in terms of her look on the front 1/3 of her body. We round out with 4 and 5, two of them that come together that look very similar in their type and kind. Just need more muscle and more power. Congratulations to that group.
Placings for Class 14 Crossbred Gilts. First, Charlotte Albright. Second, Lydia McHenry. Third, Amelia Wagler. Fourth, Joe Richmond. Fifth, Jonas Richmond. Now entering the arena is our Class 15 Crossbred Gilt class. Bentley Kraft, Brody McCartney, Lily Page, and Hadley Shepard.
So if you don't get first or second, your pig's day is over.
Yep.
Okay.
Time to go uptown, grab an elephant. I feel like that interaction was on the judge.
The 2025 DeKalb County 4-H Swine Show is sponsored
What did he do?
by Keystone Cooperative.
He had the microphone in his right
Keystone,
hand.
your local farmer-owned cooperative,
Look at this
congratulates each swine exhibitor on a job well done. Keystone believes in the power of 4-H and many opportunities it affords the youth of DeKalb County. Keystone, centered on you.
What did the judge do? I had my head down.
He had his microphone in his right hand, and she went to shake his hand, and he put out his left hand, and she went for a fist bump, and then he couldn't figure out what she was doing, and that's something that would live with me for the rest of my life.
Oh, yes. I think of that when I leave a wedding, and the bride wants to hug you, and I don't know whether to put my right hand high or low.
Touch cheeks.
Yes. So I just avoid it. I just keep the pew in between us, and I try to avoid the hug.
Yeah, yeah.
Unless I don't think the marriage will last, then I will get a hug. See you in 5 years.
What are you gonna get to eat?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. The queen can do whatever she wants.
Miss DeKalb County needs to get her sugar is low. Get her
Sugar's low.
No, you're
That's
good.
all right. Got room?
It's a pretty lenient job.
Yeah.
So Miss DeKalb County, she won last night at 9:30 at night. She said Claire Woodcox from DeKalb. We'll have her on the air at some point. Also, Jack's Pizza is no sponsor to this.
No.
That was just total improv.
Yeah, we should have stuck with a generic brand until they start
Yes.
dishing out sponsors.
And if you're wondering how good of seats we have that we're commentating is, it's maybe the worst seat in the whole barn. We have 3 people standing in front of us. 2 have orange gates that we can't even see through.
No.
So I might have to be one of the viewers and watch this thing on TV here. So we're in our second class here, 230 to 245 pounders. We have 5 classes, and the winner of each class will then go against each other for the champion crossbred gilt.
Here in this class of cross gilts, and a pair of them here at the top end that are completely different in their look and their kind, but yet the one I'm more comfortable with is going to be the young lady directly here in front of me. The sharper looking option that's more comfortable in her build, maybe not as bulky in terms of spread and dimension. Could use just a little more right there in her mid body and to expand all the way throughout, but I still think comfortable one that still stays as square and true off of either end and still has a neat look there from the side. Individual that comes into 2 there, one that gets a little rounder off of both ends, and that one's skeleton, a little rounder shoulder, rounder hip. Doesn't have quite as much presence as our class winner. Wants to just get a little heavy muscle and 2 round there, but I still think a nice one that does have some bone and feature there all the way throughout. 2 individuals that round out here. One that gets a little plainer made, and that one's muscle, not as neat about that one's look, plate forward. Round out the class here with one that just wants to get a little 2 bow-legged from behind, a little injury right there off of that one's rear skeleton, and ultimately just doesn't balance up quite as well. Congratulations to that group of crosses.
Hadley Shepard.
Class 15 crossbred gilts. First place, Hadley Shepard. Second place, Bentley Kraft. Third place, Brody McCartney. Fourth place, Lily Preston. Now entering the shoulders is Class 16 crossbred gilts. Wyatt Brown, Hunter Klein, Aaron Young, and Levi Brown.
Now we have the 247 to 260 pound gilts. We got a little something on Aaron Young, number 81 out there. He's a freshman at Trine, studying sports management and his 10th year member. I know a person that studied sports management.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. That's why I was in college for 5 years. I was sports management for 1. Active in sports management club and Christian campus house. He's into fishing and forestry and shows goats as well.
And we have Cutter Klein out there. This pig, one of his pigs, I don't know if this is the one, but Royal Swine is who provided their pigs. Shout out to them.
That's a cool name.
He's here for the pork burgers, the Creek and Friends.
The Creek.
The Creek.
That might be my first kiss, was down by the creek.
That kid.
Or it's a country song.
Yeah, I hope it's a country song.
It was.
That kid comes home dirty every day. He's one of those kids, I'm sure of it.
Let's hope if he makes it, let's hope we can find him. Where is he? Down in the creek.
We've played him in baseball. He's a good athletic kid.
Who's this? Cutter Klein?
Cutter Klein, yeah.
That's a cool name.
His pigs love eggs and belly scratches, which that's about every pig on the belly scratches.
Here
Get the
in
protein.
This class, young man's blue gilt surface to the top, fairly easy, and ones that come out in classes like this make it very easy to sort and exciting. That thing comes out of the gate, and within 2 seconds, you look at that thing's lug and skull, and you just get directly attracted towards that thing. And then to have that bulk and that mass and that one's upper skeleton, still maintaining that one's lines and angles in an appropriate fashion. The grade in terms of that one's slope to her shoulder, everything blends and matches so smoothly in that particular gild, and then can hit the surface in an appropriate manner out here. I think a very easy place to start. Like that gilt quite a bit in this class. Young man's blue one that ends up second over there on the far side. One that just doesn't have the horsepower as our class winner. Wants to get a little flatter made, not as much depth, not as much bulk, and just doesn't have the it factors as our class winner. But I still think a nice one to be in 2 there that maintains more power and spread than the 2 that are behind it in this class. Between 3 and 4, ones that just need more width, more power, and need to balance up just a little better. Congratulations to that group.
I was Googling this on my way here today. How much milk do you think a sow produces a day?
Huh. I don't know. Let's go with 3.8 gallons.
No, like more like 2.5. 2 to 2.5. A cow is like 8 gallons a day. But about 2 to 2.5 gallons, I never thought about that. That's dispersed over what? 2, 4, 6, 8, maybe 12?
Yeah. Depends.
Yeah.
Not a lot of pig milk in these supermarkets.
No. I've never had any.
I don't think not that I'm aware of.
That'd be a big milking parlor.
I suppose so, yeah.
We got. What do we have here? We're Ty Pranger, we have the Kreischer family, and Hayden LaRue. After this, we have our heavyweight crossbred gilts. So we have, and then we go to the barrow.
Yeah, we're in the 270 to 282 weight class. So we're.
I think is there a pig with one ear out there right now?
There's 2 that had ear damage during the weigh-in.
That is a one-ear pig.
Yep.
He can't hear me.
Not on this side. You got to talk on the other side.
You know, I'm that way though. My left ear is the only one I usually use.
I don't know if you have a choice.
No, but I put my cell phone. That's a choice. That's a right in this country.
That is a right. You're right.
And the judge did not like the one-eared. He said no.
That's too bad. I thought that'd make it stand out, but
I thought it made it lopsided.
Got another one of those classes here like the previous one, one that surfaces at the forefront very easily, in my opinion. Build, skeletal design, body shape, and just still having look and presence out here. I think that one fits the mold very well within this class. I think a highly presented female that does a lot of really good things within this particular drive. The young lady that ends up in 2 there has got one not as full right there, and that one's flank, not as neat about that one's look, blade forward, wants to get just a notch straight out of the front 1/3 of that one's body. I think if we could just drop just a little more center in that particular gilt there to match our class winner and sharpen her up a little bit, but got bone, has some forearm, has the right type of muscle and a tone right there on the top part of her skeleton. Just doesn't blend quite as well and have as much body. 3 and 4 that come back out here, ones that we need to redesign from a rear leg standpoint, get a little out there from behind, not as square and secure in their hock, but have some muscle, have some power to their demise, need to be just a little better built. Congratulations to that class.
He didn't mention it.
Class
He didn't
17
mention it, but he was
Crossbred
thinking
gilt
it.
lacing.
Oh.
First, Ty Pranger. Second, Kendall Crusher. Third, Hayden LaRue. And fourth, Leah Crusher. Now entering the ring is Class 18 Crossbred gilts. Brennan McCartney, Leanne Walker, Graydon Pepple, and Katie Maldini.
If you bring your dog to Rural King, when you check out, they'll give you a free pig ear. I wonder what happens if you bring a pig in. Maybe that's where the ear goes. maybe he made that mistake.
Sacrificed. I had a pig actually. It was back in '98 that had a crinkled ear, so you'd have to notch it. So it was just, he called it crinkle, I think.
Yeah.
So I can relate. It was a good pig too. Buster, I think was his name.
There's absolutely no reason to remember any of that. But we're all glad he did.
I can just relate.
All of our livestock shows are being recorded. They will be shown on YouTube if you look up DeKalb High School MeTV.
Oh,
But special thanks for today's commentators, Brady and Curtis Days. If you want some good entertainment later, you can rewatch the show, and I'm sure that they have some pretty good commentary. Or if you have someone at home that can't make it today, have them hop on and watch the show live.
Yeah. We did get a shout out.
oh, look at that.
There we go. Now the pressure's on. Our last class, the heavyweights. The big old gilts right here. 292 to 337. Number 49, Katie Maldini has the biggest gilt in the barn.
I feel like it's an advantage to have a bigger.
Oh yeah.
It's just, that seems to be always the top one.
I agree. We're ready to go. We've talked about that with potential. There's no potential. We know what that one's offering. I like that black one out there, though. I don't know who that little girl is out there.
That's
Pepple? Oh, might be.
Yeah, that's got to be.
Great
There,
Pepple.
no, there is a Leanne Walker.
No. They're all walking, so it's hard to tell.
Well, yeah.
Oh, Walker. Just her last name. 43, Graydon Pepple. They do walk with their heads up. That's a. Well, we've talked about that. Man, Maldini, that's 337 pounds of arrogance.
Oh, yeah. I just don't know how you do that.
Find me a boar.
A fishing pole with a marshmallow while you're walking
Ooh,
them?
yes.
It's crossed my mind.
We have a pig in here. They love marshmallows. I got to find it.
Get in this last class of crossbred gilt, and I thought a trio that surfaced to the top, the best built one wins within this particular class, and I think front skeleton on this particular gilt is very good. A neat look, awesome slope and angle to that one's shoulder. I think that one feeds right into the backside of that one's full rib, the most appropriate in terms of bulk and spread, right out of the backside of that one's shoulder. I think a highly presented female that's so good about her build. When you get directly behind that gilt, you got to ask yourself if she's got enough horsepower. Is there enough stifle shape there? Is there enough width from behind? Is she stout enough in terms of her hip? For me, within this class, undoubtedly, she does have the advantage there. The one that comes into 2, you certainly gravitate towards a lot of things within this gilt. In terms of sheer power and muscle on the top side of her skeleton, you certainly get your eyes drawn towards that ditched up, carved up right out of the backside of her blade, and has all the muscle and power that you could certainly want into one. And with having all that power, still has an appropriate amount of just bulk and spread and condition in her upper cage. For me, compared to the one that precedes her within this class, that is the short hip, straight hopped one that doesn't want to get out and drive with as much flexibility as our class winner. The one that comes into 3, this is the short, moderate one of the group that gets just a little too far out there from behind. The shorter, rounder, hipped one that just doesn't balance up as well and have as much extension. But if you want to tie in to one that's got all the body, all the power, and all the mass within this drive, this is certainly one that you gravitate towards. Round out the class here with one that gets a little flatter and drier in her body shape, a long, extended, good-looking one. Congratulations to this group.
Class 18 Crossbred gilt placing. First place, Graydon Peppel. Second place, Katie Maldini. Third place, Leanne Walker. And fourth place, Brennan McCartney.
So the biggest pig did not win that one.
No.
That was a weight 319, got first place with Graydon Peppel.
So now this is for the Grand
We will now be
Champion.
getting ready to
No, they
show
don't call it
for our
Grand. They just
senior
call it
and
Champion
junior
Crossbred gilt.
Crossbred gilt.
And the winner of this is going to stay out here for the Grand
Class
Champion.
14, Charlotte Albaugh. In class 15, Hadley Shepard.
Charlotte, who was the
Class
champion last year with the
16.
Crossbred gilt.
Aaron Young.
Aaron Young, sports
Class
management.
17, Ty Pranger.
Ty Pranger.
In class 18, Graydon Peppel.
Graydon Peppel. So the winner of this will stay out there for the Grand Champion gilt, the best gilt in DeKalb County. That's the best female pig in DeKalb County. Could be the biggest accomplishment of your life.
Could be. I'm not going to take away from it. A lot of familiar faces out here. We got Prangers, we got all balls. A lot of snouts up in the air. These are
I don't know how they do that. They do a good job with that.
a lot of good presenters. Oh boy, there's a red Waddle coming at us.
Ooh. Oh boy.
Oh boy, what in the heck happened to him?
Ooh, backing up. Red Waddle doing a little moonwalk right here. Can't see that on TV. So we got the blue butt. We obviously have Graydon Peppel's big gilt, 319 pounds, compared to Charlotte Osbald, who's 224. You got about a 100-pound weight difference out there. Who's the judge thinks going to be the best sow when it's all said and done?
Get out here and the crossbred drive and lots of different parts and pieces that you can certainly gravitate towards and deem ideal within each one of them as we get them all back out here as a whole. The one that puts together the most positives in terms of skull shape, top side shape, keeping all their lines and angles together, body shape, and still maintaining the surface and fundamentals that we strive for. Young man's blue gilt's my champion. Congratulations
I like
to
that
him.
pick. Aaron Young, 10-year
Champion
member.
Crossbred gilt was exhibited by Aaron Young, and the champion Crossbred gilt banner is sponsored by
Got any more?
All Gilt.
Yeah. haircut lengths, but if you go to the state fair, like the neck can only be a ½ inch. And if you go beyond a ½ inch, you're disqualified.
I've been going half guard on the side for me.
Yeah,
Scissor length, 1 inch up top.
Yeah.
Would that be fair at any fair? Or is that unfair?
That's probably fair.
There we go. So for the reserve champion crossbred gilt, and they would come back out if Aaron Young's gilt wins. So if you don't win this, don't get reserve here, your gilt is done for the day. They can start thinking about going to the barnyard and finding Wilbur.
Or going to the auction on Saturday and finding God.
Do we
Get out here for reserve. I think that it gets a little closer, and where you want to lay your priorities. For me, I think there's one that's maintained build function all the way throughout. I didn't think was as stout and long about some certain areas as our champion, but still maintains all the fundamentals that you could ask for. The young man directly in front of me right here has got my reserve. Congratulations to him.
Ty Pranger.
Reserve champion Crossbred gilt was exhibited by Ty Pranger. The Reserve Crossbred gilt banner was sponsored by Raymond and Pat Malcolm and family.
All right, we're
An
taking
announcement
all
in
the
barn.
breeds now.
There is a red Chevy, a
Oh.
silver Ford pickup, and a black SUV parked along the tree line behind the equipment. We need you to move your vehicles off of the fairgrounds into one of the parking lots.
Kurt, I got bad news. One of those cars is mine that needs moved.
I think you can pull some strings.
I think I'm going to wait till the end of this gilt grand champion.
What are they
drive,
going to
though.
do? Tow it?
I really thought if I parked really nice, they would think I belonged.
I'm sure.
So Kurt's going to have to do this solo here after.
I'm sure we could get you out of this conundrum.
While we get ready for our grand champion gilt drive here, we would like to announce some special awards that are being sponsored today by the Josh Clifford Memorial Foundation. We have each breed champion is going to be getting a hat from the foundation, and our grand and reserve champion awards will be receiving a chair. Thank you to the Josh Clifford Memorial Foundation.
They had the gate open.
The
It said no
2025
parking, but the gate was
DeKalb
open.
County 4-H
I know.
Show is
It's
also sponsored
confusing.
by Keystone
They've cracked down on
Cooperative.
parking this year.
Keystone is your
So where can I
local
park?
farm-owned cooperative that
I'm
delivers
texting Kevin.
innovative solutions in
Effie can
energy,
pull some
agri,
strings.
I don't need strings.
grain marketing, and animal nutrition to farmer owners in Indiana on high emissions. Keystone is centered on
So if I don't get towed away, I'll stay here for just a tick longer here as we do the grand champion gilt.
Awards are sponsored by Palm Ledger and Bookkeeping. Reserve Grand Champion is sponsored by Angel Wings Vet Services, Dr. Warren Cruz. Third overall will be sponsored by Christie Farms. Fourth overall will be sponsored by Funk Family Farms. And fifth overall will be sponsored by
black,
Warren
right?
Family Farms, Steve and Kathy Kelly.
It's fine, I can use it. Kurt, when I was here, gilts, you didn't sell gilts in the auction. Can you do it now?
Oh, that's true. It's weird now because you can sell pigs and keep them.
That seems like a Facebook Marketplace
Special thanks to
scam.
Reinhold
I
Tech and
know.
Western Wear for being our sponsor of the day down here at the fairgrounds.
So the
Logan and
reason I
his
say
crew
that
love
is
you
most
stop by and
gilts,
chat with them.
Have a purpose.
they want to take them back
Yeah.
to be mama
So you,
pigs.
you can auction your animal now and bring it home and then sell it after that. But I think they take away market value
Yeah,
out of your.
that's how they used to do it.
I
So,
didn't
like,
find all.
you sell it for $500, but market value is $200. So they'll give you 300.
Yeah.
The nice sponsor business.
You can't double dip.
Look at that. All the gilts are lined up. They're ready to go. I don't know if we're doing a show or we're doing a race. Ready?
Well, let's fire a gun and see what happens. On the topic of sponsors, the 2025 DeKalb County 4-H Swine Show is sponsored by Keystone Cooperative. Keystone Swine Contracting Partnerships provide opportunities for diversification and succession for the next generation on the family farm. Learn more at KeystoneCoop.com. Keystone, centered on you. 347. You got this.
Oh. Is this? Oh, now we're passing out
All right, I
ribbons.
think we
Yep.
are ready to start our
You didn't sign
Is
up
this
for
right?
Strand and Reserve Drive.
Yeah.
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 I think I'm going to take one home with me.
Oh, look good.
Did they do inventory?
Rosie Alba.
All right. So we start out with, is this the
Champion
Berkshire?
Chester White Gilt exhibited by Dolly Walker.
This
Chester White. Everett.
Champion Duroc Gilt exhibited by Georgia Martin.
Georgia Martin. Ooh, that was the good class. The most compliments came from
Champion
that class.
Hampshire Gilt was exhibited by Maya Brown.
Maya Brown. Winifred from Hocus Pocus.
she likes to scream.
I know.
It's not
Don't tell the judge. I'm not impressed by
Champion
that.
Hereford Gilt is exhibited by Leah Martin.
Leah Martin. Hereford. Powerhouse, the judge said.
Powerhouse.